Hi there, we're Chris and Jen. We're a couple of hardworking Canadians, and where we live, the weather is cold 6 months of the year. We own a boat and absolutely love boating. The season is short, and because of Chris's work, many years the boat didn't even go in the water. One of the other things we love to do is diving. My happy place. We dreamt of a place where we could move the boat and eventually retire. Chris did a lot of research, and we found what we think is the perfect place for us. We bought 5 acres of an untouched jungle on a floodplain in a developing country. Crazy, right?
We ended up having to buy 6 more acres to have road access to the property, but that problem is behind us. Now back to the condensed version of moving the boat from Canada. For more info, I will link to Jen's blog in the comments. Alright, December 22nd, 2017. Look how packed that is. There's Reese, Emily, the dog. See ya, dog. We are headed for Mobile, Alabama. It's 6:30 a.m. Let's get this show on the road. We drove over 20 hours straight back to Mobile, and we were back on the boat just in time for Christmas. Of course, we decorated the boat to get it ready for the holiday season. She looked awesome. Christmas on the boat in Mobile. Cool. We ended up meeting up with Johnny and Darla again, as well as a bunch of new friends. We hosted an awesome Christmas dinner. The food was amazing. Everyone loved it. And the company was even better. The festive dinner quickly turned into an epic dance party. Luckily, it was really cold out, so other boaters were closed in their boats because, man, we were loud. As I have said before, the boat is called Now Playing for a reason. The party lasted all night. Good times. Okay, we are... I don't even know the date today. What's today, the 30th maybe?
29th. Yeah,
29th? We are on our way to New Orleans.
Having Now Playing so close to New Orleans, how could we not go to check out New Year's Eve? So we packed up the rental, Nintendo's included of course, and drove the few hours to meet up with Johnny and Darla. Arriving in New Orleans, the atmosphere was amazing. The adults quickly shifted into party mode, and there was live music everywhere. How awesome! We checked out a band in the late afternoon and then went to explore the French Quarter. The girls were having a blast. Hey, there they are! Johnny and Darla went to New Orleans a few days early, and of course Darla had her hula hoop with her. She's so amazingly talented with that. We were now in full party mode and saw what we thought was a parade, but was actually a couple celebrating their wedding. Let the fun begin.
Saturday night? No, it's a Saturday? Yeah, Saturday night before New Year's on Bourbon Street. Yeah, baby! Woo! The girls went back to hang at the hotel. Let the chaos begin. All right. That's the best you got? Hydraulic command post. The cop just rode the horse into the bar. We had such an amazing time that night. We bar hopped for hours, checking out the crowds and looking for the perfect place to spend New Year's Eve. We were out really late, but ready to go for the next night. It was New Year's. Let's go. We eventually found a great bar and out came the hula hoop. Oh yeah, so much fun. Johnny and Darla lead a life of happiness and fun. We have become great lifelong friends. Check out Johnny's Facebook for some incredible stories. We eventually left the bar and took the party to the streets. We had stashed travelers, so we were set. Maybe we should start heading our way to the fireworks. They're about to begin any minute. We made our way to the fireworks and then this happened. In a New Year's Eve, we'll never forget, we lost Jen at exactly midnight.
12, 11, 10, 9, we're done!
10, 9, 8, I lost my woman. 7, 6, Johnny's grabbing my ass. Johnny's sniffing me the tongue.
I took advantage.
What a night. We walked the French Quarter for hours, hitting the bars. You had to buy a drink and get a token every time you wanted to use a bathroom though. Very weird. Then there was Johnny's Superman faceplant from the top of a fence he for some reason had to get over. Too funny. I will never forget that image as he fell out of view.
New Orleans.
And then we all go back to sleep on our boats for 3 days to get caught up.
And never drink alcohol ever again.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Never again for a week.
Yeah, never again for a week.
We closed New Orleans down that night. We were out until the bars closed around 4 a.m. Now it was time to head back to Mobile. We've been there forever waiting to get the boat hauled and some work done on her, but one excuse after another from the marina and it just never happened. We did go check out the USS Alabama Memorial Park. The size of the battleship was shocking. They also have many planes, tanks, and even a submarine you can go in. It took most of the day, and I would definitely go back for sure.
It's January 9th,
January 9th.
2018. We've been stuck at this marina for 2 months, 7 weeks, and we're about to get out of here.
All right, we're getting out.
We're headed for sunny Florida.
Sunny Florida.
Now entering the GICW.
We are leaving Mobile Bay. We are getting real close to Florida. It says welcome to Florida. Please keep our water clean, use clean marinas, but Jen's telling us we're not in Florida, so clearly they put the sign in the wrong spot.
So much for sunny Florida. Not only was it foggy, but it was cold. It figures the year we moved the boat, that area of the US was experiencing record low temperatures. We still made the best of it, exploring the Emerald Coast in all its beauty. What an amazing place. The beaches are so beautiful. If only it was warmer, or at least sunny. Arriving in Destin, we had our first of many awesome dolphin sightings. They would swim alongside of us and even dart under the boat. It was a little unnerving at first as we have big props. We goofed around in Destin for a few days, checking out what we could in the cold. So cold. Johnny knows people all over, and we went out to a cool restaurant that has $1 bills on the ceiling everywhere.
Okay, so we're now underway.
20 degrees.
It's 23 degrees.
Yeah.
23 degrees Fahrenheit. Is this really Florida? It was so cold the dinghy barely had any air in it. This is crazy. Here comes the sunrise. Crossing to Tarpon Springs. Man, we need the heat. During the 120-mile crossing, we certainly did find the salt. Look at it. Time for me to head back to Canada again. Work. Well, I'm just exiting Tarpon Springs here. And I'm about to start the longest 2 days of my life. I'm driving to Fort Lauderdale to do some service work for Jim. Once I'm done there, Fort Lauderdale's according to my GPS, almost 4.5 hours in the wrong direction. And once I'm done there, I'm turning around and I am heading for home, which is 22 hours. My 10-day trip back home turned into a month. The girls held down the fort and I just couldn't wait to get back. We needed to keep moving. It's time to go to the Blue Jays spring training and season opener. We're meeting some new friends there. Hopefully they don't stiff us. And the Jays are gonna win.
Yeah.
We had such an awesome time at the game. Hey, there's Ace. I met Rolf through fantasy baseball, and his wife Andrea and son Jordan were so much fun. If you look close, you can see Mookie Betts in the background. There was a letter at the bottom of each beer, so our goal quickly became to spell Go Blue Jays. Believe me, we tried hard and got close. Having a great time at the game, we invited everyone back to the boat, and then this happened. My poor baby is more or less sunk. The Blue Jays won, which was a good thing.
Yeah, but this isn't
This is a problem.
a problem when both of the boat owners.
Okay, well that was interesting. The boat sunk. We got some great local Dunedin people here who now have hauled our little boat out, and that's kind of what's left of it. We got the tubes over here.
Rolled up.
The bionic man over here with the electric heart, he like towed this bitch with us. Andrea was here for like support.
Andrea and Rolf were so welcoming. We planned on staying a week, but ended up squatting at their place for almost 3. Rolf took us to so many spring training games, and he turned us into seat snobs. I captained the boat one day so the boys could fish and enjoy a few drinks. Now playing strikes again.
On a boat, I'm on a boat. Everybody look at me, 'cause I'm sailing on a boat.
The good times we had, we can't thank you guys enough.
We haven't done any video yet from Air A&R. So here we are for probably the second final meal. We do have confirmation that the boat, well, I would call it confirmation.
It's going in the water. We don't know if it's going to work.
And we don't even really know if it's going to go in the water, to be honest. Leaving Bradenton. There's Johnny and Darla. I'm not sure you can see them, but they're actually out on their boat on the Catalina.
The trip was now into month 7, and we really needed to keep moving. The towns along the Gulf Coast were picturesque, but unfortunately we were running out of time to get the boat to Belize. We really needed to push hard now, as we still had a long way to go and the bank account was becoming a concern. The good news was it was finally warmer. The seas were great and we were headed to Key West, a highlight of our trip. Unfortunately, we were presented with a narrow weather window and had to leave for Cuba the next morning.
There's Jen doing up the power cord. We're leaving this beautiful marina. It is gorgeous. It is also $3.50 a night. And we are headed for Cuba. This is it. We are leaving the continental United States. All right, we're 50 miles out. Jen's at the helm doing a great job. The waves are pretty good size out here. And oh, we're turning. I better go back grab the helm. Okay, we made it to Cuba. We're in Hemingway Marina.
We loved Cuba. We spent a week in this beautiful country and we'll be back someday. We headed into Havana to explore and we were so impressed by the friendly people, beautiful architecture, and great food. So much fun. We had read all about the classic cars still on the road in Cuba, and it was such a sight to see them in all their glory. It felt like we were back in time. And we got to visit this amazing place on our boat. So cool.
Pulling out of Hemingway Marina. Marina Hemingway. Here's the customs dock. Not every day you get to anchor out in Cuba. We made our way across the northern shore of Cuba to the furthest western point, San Antonio. That is where we need to clear out of Cuba. San Antonio is very isolated. It is basically a pier with customs, and that is it. We spent a few days there waiting for another weather window so we could cross to Mexico. We fueled up again, and man was the diesel getting expensive. We were now paying double what we did in the US. We said farewell to Cuba, and here we come, Belize. 7 a.m. Leaving Cuba, right over there. Sun's coming up. We're headed straight across the Gulf. Our last crossing. The moon's still up. We're headed for Mexico. The crossing was great. We did, however, see some pretty big waves, and the currents can be a bit nuts in the Gulf Stream. But we also saw some huge pods of dolphins. We both get so excited when we see them. It will never get old. Love the dolphins. Isla Mujeres. Look at that water. Well, we just got into Cozumel. We're just cleaning salt off the boat and the amount of water that went in the boat during our rough excursion over. And the cruise ships are taking off. We had so many great meals on the way south, many of them gourmet. I can cook anything on the boat. We even roasted Christmas turkey. But now we were down to a hot dog stir fry as food was scarce and so was our bank account. None of it mattered though. We are finally in Mexico, and Belize is just a few hundred miles straight south along the coast. We are just a few days from Now Playing's Forever Home, and let me say, she has been a champ. Before we left, she hadn't been in the water for years, had an engine rebuilt, and don't forget, she's not young. She's 34 years old. Sure, we had some issues, but we went 3,800 miles, and she always got us there safe. Entering Belizean waters is something hard for me to explain. We did it. We brought our 1988 Chris Craft from Georgian Bay, Ontario, Canada to Belize, where she will provide us with great memories. What a trip. Not many people do this on a powerboat, but we did, and we made it. I get emotional watching this footage, and I can't wait to enjoy the many years exploring Belizean waters, diving off my boat, and just, well, she's called Now Playing for a reason.
Cada vez que pienso en ti, me siente como el cielo, no puedo dejarte pendiente. Cada vez que pienso en ti, me siente